Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, what I thought I would do is share with you 5 books I recommend that you read this Halloween. These are all books I've read myself and I have really enjoyed them. So I thought I would pass my knowledge onto you guys and give you a few book recommendations. So if that's something you're interested in, let's get into the video. So the first book that I'll be recommending is The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. I will put a little picture of the cover here for you, just so you can see what it looks like. And I read this one last Halloween. I was doing really long shifts at work and I wanted something fun to read in between, and it really lived up to the hype. There's a lot of hype around this online, you may have seen it, and the book itself was absolutely brilliant. It follows these characters in this town, and basically they all have powers, and one of them put a accidental hex on their ex-partner years ago and didn't think it was real, but it turned out that it was real. It was a while ago when I read it, but I think that's basically the gist of it. And it's a really cozy book, so if you want something to read in your pajamas with a nice hot coffee or something to read at night, I definitely recommend this one. Like I say, it's very cozy. It's set around Halloween, so it does give you the Halloween vibes. There is a new one coming out this year called The Wedding Witch, and I've got it on pre order. I am so excited to read it. I did read The Ex-Hex and the sequel to that, The Kiss Curse, last year. The new one will be the third in the series. But yeah, if that's something you think you'd like, I definitely recommend that one. It is brilliant. So that's book one. For book two, it's one I read in March this year, but it will definitely give you autumnal vibes, that sort of thing, if that's what you're looking for. And it is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. And it's basically these two sisters, and they get a letter and they get called up to play Caraval. And it's this immersive world, and you play to win basically. And if you win, you win different things depending on which year. It happens once a year. And yeah, basically, both sisters get involved in the game and they both play. And some people are actors and some people are players, and you're not entirely sure who's who. But the book itself is absolutely brilliant. I love the world. I love the whole concept of the game and people getting involved and playing. And I just imagine Caraval being this magical place. It sort of gave me Fairground vibes, if that makes sense, but more immersive. You'll understand what I mean if you've read it. But if you haven't read that one yet, I do definitely recommend. It's one of my favourite books I've read this year so far. And there is a novella coming out towards the end of this year called Spectacular, and that is a novella linked into the Caraval trilogy. So definitely read them three, and then if you are interested, that one's coming out too. But yeah, that's book two. For book three, it's one I read quite a while ago, to be honest, but it is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. And again, it's the same sort of vibe as Caraval, but it's a circus, it's a travelling circus, and it's magical. It only opens at night time, and each tent has a different act in it, if that makes sense. So you've got a tarot card reader, you've got a contortionist, I believe, fire breathers, that sort of thing. Don't quote me on it because it was a while ago when I read it. But each tent has a different act, you get the idea. And people can go in, they get tickets, and you can spend the night in the night circus basically. And there is a bit of romance in there, which I thought was nice. But it just gives you that dark, circusy feel, which again is absolutely brilliant for Halloween, for autumn, for this time of year. And I remember really, really enjoying it when I read it. It's sort of quite gothic, if that makes sense. It's very much described as being all black and white, not very colourful. So, like I say, it gives you a gothic feel. which again, amazing for this time of year. So yeah, if you think that's your sort of thing and you haven't read it, that's another recommendation. For book 4, I am recommending Wayward by Amelia Hart, which is about 3 generations of the same family, and they're all women, and they all discover they have powers, they're witches, if that makes sense. And I definitely recommend looking up trigger warnings before you read this one, because there is a few topics that could be uncomfortable. But once you've read the trigger warnings, if you think this is your sort of thing, it is a really, really good book. And it follows these 3 women on their journey, basically discovering their witchcraft and their family bloodline, and how the wayward women do have powers. Again, it's very autumnal, witchy vibes, so would be absolutely brilliant for Halloween. And there is a historical element to it. You get a modern day perspective and 2 historical perspectives. It is a multi perspective book, so you get 3 different characters and you get each of their perspectives, and you'll see how they all tie in together. So if you like that sort of thing, you might like it. And it is very, I don't know if it's the right word, but I'm using the word feminist, because it shows these women being empowered. They're all very strong women characters, and it shows them grow into who they're supposed to be, if that makes sense. So, if you want something that's very uplifting for women, I do highly recommend this one. Like I say, it does have the witch element to it, which will tie in with Halloween brilliantly. And I just remember really enjoying it when I read it. It was absolutely brilliant. So definitely go and pick that one up. And then the last book on this list is Ward D by Freida McFadden. Anybody that knows me knows how much I love a thriller. I love a book with loads of twists in them, and Freida McFadden always delivers on that. Every book of hers I have read, I can honestly say they kept me on the edge of my seat. I never expect the endings. She's an amazing writer, and if you do like her books, she has loads of books on Kindle Unlimited if you do have a Kindle. And Ward D is the one I chose for this video specifically because it's one I read fairly recently. And it's set on a psychiatric ward, and this trainee doctor goes in and has to spend the night there. I don't want to say too much because I've given it away, but as you can imagine, loads of things start to happen while she's on this ward at night. And like I say, it's very twisty, very turny, and in true Freida McFadden style, the ending had me absolutely shook. So if you like Freida McFadden and you haven't read this one yet, definitely go and pick this one up. Or like I say, if you have a Kindle and you do have Kindle Unlimited, it is part of the Kindle Unlimited subscription. So definitely go and have a look at that one. They are the 5 books that I thought I'd recommend for Halloween for you. Just to recap, there is The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling, Caraval by Stephanie Garber, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, Wayward by Amelia Hart, and Ward D by Freida McFadden. I really hope you've enjoyed the video. If you do have any book recommendations that you think I would like, please leave them in the comments below because I love getting new book recommendations. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please like, comment and subscribe underneath, and I will see you all again next week.